Nintendo is suing Pocket Pair, which is the company that makes Palworld. And they're doing it not on the basis of copyright. So calm down, Nintendo Pokemon, shills. Calm. It is not time for that. There's nothing to do with the looks of the pals. Nothing. They patented the mechanic of the Pokeball a while back for Legend of Arceus. Specifically, throwing a ball or an object at a monster in a 3D space. Like, I'm going to patent the ability to throw an object at a monster using a stick and a button press to catch that monster. That's patented. You can't use that in any video game forever now. WASD is mine now, gamers. Your move. It's just so stupid, dude. Now, the part that's really interesting to me on this is the timings for these. So, like, we've got a couple of timings in this that are just really weird and interesting. So, Nintendo actually patented this. They filed in September 21st, 2022. Application also claims priority Japanese patent number. This filed in December 2021. The interesting part to me is this. This was publicly announced, Palworld was, in June 2021. But this was filed in December 22nd, 2021. I'm not a lawyer. I am not a legal representative. But this looks really weird to me because it looks like Palworld had it out in the public before Nintendo tried to patent this. Dates are super important. So, like, I'm waiting to find out. And the thing is this is also a 3D space thing because I know Palworld had a game before this. It was Craftopia, right? This is the game that Pocket Pair made before. Craftopia came out 2 years before Legends of Arceus, which is what Nintendo used to file that patent. And this right here is throwing an object in 3D space to capture a monster that then joins your team 2 years before Legends of Arceus. Your move, Nintendo. I'm waiting to see how this one plays out, man. Like, I don't give a shit about the Nintendo versus Palworld. I give a shit about you have patented a mechanic 2 years after a competitor has put it into the market and then sued them for it. I'm not a fan of patenting mechanics in games in general, but I think this is really suspicious, and I don't like the look, and I don't like what Nintendo is doing, and it looks scummy as shit. Understandably, Nintendo will likely win, and the reason why I feel that way is because it is in Japanese court, and Nintendo has never, ever lost a lawsuit that they have initiated, and that worries me because, to me, it does not look like Pocket Pair is in the wrong here. And the practice of patenting, specifically mechanics in video games, is dog shit behavior. I don't think that should ever be done. I don't think that you should be patenting mechanics because it just removes interesting ideas from the market in a way that damages all games and makes them worse. And I wish it would stop. Even if they're not going to win, they could draw this out until Pocket Pair runs out of money. And that's more what I'm worried about. I am more worried that this is a spiteful action that can be taken specifically to drain the wallet of Pocket Pair instead of trying to win. Because Nintendo's got that FU money. I don't like this kind of behavior. I specifically don't like this kind of behavior in games. It's horrible to watch. You patented something 2 years after a competitor put it in the market. That's what it looks like to me. And I'm waiting to see how it plays. Lawsuits like that should be illegal. I don't think you should be able to patent mechanics, personally. I don't think you should be able to patent mechanics. I think patenting mechanics in video games is detrimental to the games industry. I think it's detrimental to the player's experience. I think it's detrimental to games overall. And I think that it's sad as shit to see Nintendo, Big Mario, doing this. It's just, you have games that inspired an entire generation of people. You have consoles that turned so many of us into game developers. You've built a tower of brilliant ideas only to use them to shit on other creators. There's the kicker right there. The Great Goddess Freya, you are right on it. It's because Palworld made a shit ton of money. Didn't give a shit when it was, didn't give a shit when it was Craftopia. Give a shit when it's Palworld because it made a shit ton of money. Oh. They're like, wait a minute. They used that mechanic before us? Patent it. Sue them. They have too much money now. I'll give you an example. The idea of patenting, let me do this. Let's say that when your game goes to sleep because it's on a phone, and then it pops back and it goes, hey, would you like to continue? In a little pop-up. And that pop-up says, hey, would you like to continue? Before continuing the video game. This is a mechanic that can be patented. Think about that for a moment. This is a mechanic that can be patented and has been. So when you look at this in games, how is this beneficial to anybody? This is not beneficial to the industry. This is not beneficial to the game company. This is not beneficial. The only reason you would do this is because you want to have something in your pocket to sue another company. There's no benefit to games for doing this. Like a company decided to patent the Metroidvania concept, skills are gained to open up new paths in a map to progress. That would destroy the genre. Bingo. That's exactly the problem. When you're patenting mechanics like that, it ends up being a huge problem. Imagine if they tried to patent something like you can hit an object and that object can have an item come out of it that will then move across the ground and can be collected. Now you have Super Mario. Let's say that you can patent the idea of jumping, and when you hit the ground, you can hit the button immediately again to do a higher jump. That's platformers and it's Mario. What about patenting the shield mechanic in platform fighters? What about patenting the idea of, splitting narratives? There's so many different ways that you can do this, where you can claim that it is a unique mechanic to the game, and I think it's a problem. Patenting minimaps, you could do that. There's so many different things that you could do if you could spin it in just the right way, patent that, get it through, and then use it as a punitive action against other companies. And they basically try to find ways to weasel it through until it feels like it's something that is unique specifically to that game and specifically to that company and something that could not be reproduced elsewhere. And they use it to attack other companies in this way. And I just think it's disgusting. Here's another one, just to add to the pile of bullshit that is Nintendo right now. There's a little video game. You guys might have heard about it. It's 20 years old. This was kind of an old one, but it's still kicking. It's called World of Goddamn Warcraft. And they have inside of it, since 2012, a system called Battle Pets, where you throw a cage at an opponent battle pet and capture it, thus adding it to your team. 10 years before Legends of Arceus, in 3D space. Yeah. You gonna go after Blizzard too? Or just Pocket Pair? Is that what we're doing now? A little butthurt that they made Pokemon with guns? Yeah. Okay.